What if a tiny cricket hatchling could grow into a swarming colony right here on my desk?
These are cricket eggs, barely visible, fragile, and carrying something louder than you would ever expect.
I prepared a moist substrate so the eggs could absorb humidity before their first microscopic movement.
A tiny drop of water triggered microscopic activity beneath the soil layer, where the embryos finally woke.
The first hatchling was so small I could barely see it without a lens, yet undeniably alive.
Its translucent body shimmered as it tried to balance on grains of sand 10 times its size.
Tiny antennae twitched constantly, sensing moisture, temperature, and whatever threat existed in this plastic world. Crickets need warm, stable temperatures, so I maintained a steady 28 degrees inside the jar.
It crawled slowly, exploring every corner, like it was the only creature in the universe. Its legs strengthened quickly, evolving from the helpless speck to something capable of jumping any moment.
Within days, the nymph darkened, gaining pigment that protected it against the growing heat of the lamp.
The first feeding was cautious, but the tiny body processed nutrients almost instantly.
Segmented plates formed across its body, hinting at the exoskeleton that would one day carry full wings.
Soon more hatchlings emerged, multiplying silently beneath a world of plastic, light, and sound. Their numbers doubled overnight, turning a lonely hatchling into the beginning of a silent swarm. They clustered near the warmth, seeking higher temperatures like instinct had guided them forever.
This tiny shed skin showed that they were already molting, preparing for their first real growth phase. In just 3 days, each nymph nearly doubled in size, like evolution in accelerated motion.
They fed in synchronized patterns, creating a miniature feeding frenzy inside a 1-liter jar. Then, out of absolute silence, I heard a faint chirp, proof that adulthood was already coming.
But overnight, the larva doubled in speed, sliding through the sand like something alive and hunting.
It tested the current with tiny thrusts, as if mapping every angle of escape. Clusters of shells began forming unusual patterns, almost like traps waiting for prey.
In a split second, it lunged, snatching plankton with a force far greater than its size.
Tiny particles drifted like snow, each one proof that something powerful just fed. It vanished beneath algae, waiting in total silence for its next ambush. By day 7, plankton numbers collapsed. Its feeding was far more aggressive than expected. Its abdomen swelled after each hunt, proof of a metabolism built for domination.
Tiny mandibles began to form, sharp enough to cut through creatures twice its size.
It shed its skin overnight, emerging stronger, a quiet evolution in a sealed world.
The water darkened as organic matter broke apart, consumed and recycled by one hunter. A sudden surge carried it across the bottle like a bullet in slow motion. It cut straight through a copepod, leaving nothing but a hollow, drifting shell.
Its antennae swept forward like sensors, detecting every vibration across the bottle. Tiny prey darted upward, fleeing as if they suddenly understood what hunted them. Spiked segments formed along its tail, turning its body into a weaponized shape.
Algae vanished day by day, stripped away by indirect destruction of the food chain. It circled the bottle like a shark, exploring every possible route outward. Then it slammed against the glass, startling me like it actually wanted out.
It settled at the bottom, swollen with prey, and I realized this thing was only beginning.
The larvae returned at night, circling yesterday's kill like silent undertakers preparing a fresh feast beneath the surface.
Without warning, the predator lunged toward a weakened shrimp, striking faster than my lens could fully track.
A faint red cloud diffused outward, marking another victim consumed in this miniature battlefield.
Dragging the prey into a shallow trench, it hid the remains beneath algae, like evidence of a perfect crime.
Oxygen levels fell sharply, tiny bubbles shrinking against the glass like lungs running out of breath.
Shrimp swarmed the surface in desperation, searching for breathable pockets before suffocation claimed the weakest.
The predator positioned itself near the only oxygen channel, effectively controlling who lives and who suffocates.
Algae thickened overnight, darkening the bottle and choking what little light remained inside.
Hidden beneath shadows, the micro-predator scanned the currents, waiting for another weakened target to drift too close. One shrimp drifted downward, motionless, sinking like a soft feather to the bottle floor.
The predator tore into the lifeless body, recycling it into fuel for another night of hunting. In a sudden burst of speed, it crossed the water column and pinned a juvenile without hesitation.
Floating particles resembled cosmic dust, leftovers from countless microscopic confrontations within this bottle-sized universe. After feeding, the creature lay motionless, conserving energy like a miniature apex resting between hunts. The water turned murky, thick with biological waste and dissolved nutrients fueling the darker bloom.
Some shrimp clung to algae mats, like children hiding beneath blankets during a storm.
It stalked carefully, zig-panning across the bottom, waiting for another exhausted juvenile to expose itself.
A small group began using broken shells as improvised shelters, forming a defensive maze along the substrate.
Two shrimp confronted the predator head-on, a surprising act of defiance in such tiny bodies. Against every expectation, the predator pulled back, retreating into deeper shadows to reconsider its advantage.
But by day 30, the predator ambushed an entire swarm, tearing through them faster than anything I had ever recorded.
Tiny remains drifted downward like underwater snow, each particle a silent reminder of what happened moments earlier. It absorbed nutrients through rapid pulse feeding, and each pulse looked disturbingly coordinated, almost calculated.
Oxygen levels dropped sharply, and with them, the entire micro-ecosystem began struggling to catch a steady breath.
Surviving prey darted frantically, pushing themselves into shadows, desperate to escape its expanding hunting zone. Its feeding appendages expanded like living nets, sweeping prey into a grasp that tightened without any hesitation.
Bubbles formed beneath the surface film, a sign the water was struggling to release trapped pressure.
The water suddenly clouded, hiding every move inside, turning observation into a dangerous guessing game. A faint silhouette circled, barely visible, but unmistakably larger than it had been a day ago.
Some prey formed defensive rings, crowding together in coordinated spirals like they somehow sensed its approach.
It breached the surface film for the first time, and that meant it was expanding beyond the underwater zone.
Ripples formed slow, expanding circles, and each one carried more force than the water could safely contain. Debris from earlier hunts floated like warning signs, marking territories I should have never allowed to form.
Entire colonies collapsed under relentless hunting, and the bottle felt smaller every minute they disappeared.
Its pigment darkened like it was adapting to hunt from shadows, proof this creature was evolving faster. Within hours, its speed doubled, slicing through water like a blade designed for microscopic warfare. Microbubbles escaped rapidly now, indicating oxygen decay. This bottle was becoming dangerously unstable.
The survivors burrowed inside plant fibers, constructing hiding tunnels that were never meant for predators.
Then it released a mysterious chemical plume, and everything inside the bottle froze in response. Within minutes, the entire bottle turned opaque, hiding whatever transformation was happening inside that cloud. By day 31, it hunted deliberately. Perfect timing, perfect strike. Nothing inside this bottle was safe anymore. The entire swarm scattered into the upper column, reacting instinctively to something they couldn't even see. Its shadow stretched across the sand like a warning. This miniature world was now ruled by fear.
It suddenly surged upward, faster than any motion I'd record. This
Tiny fragments drifted downward, the aftermath of another silent kill underneath the darkening water. By day 33, algae levels dropped dramatically. This predator was collapsing the entire food chain. It rested beneath the central rock, conserving energy like a machine programmed to survive.
Some tried hiding against the glass, but even here, their silhouettes gave them away instantly.
It lunged forward, jaws expanding wide, catching two at once. It wasn't feeding, it was erasing.
The water turned cloudy, likely the result of rapid decomposition, something this bottle wasn't prepared for. By day 35, turbidity rose sharply, making it nearly impossible to observe the lower zones. Now I could only track it by silhouette, a ghost moving in its own underwater night.
Surface bubbles increased, likely metabolic heat causing thermal pockets. Its biology was scaling exponentially. Their entire population shrank to a handful. This micro-predator was systematically winning.
Its abdomen expanded, thicker and heavier, like a creature preparing for something far greater.
Egg sacs appeared suddenly, meaning everything until now was only the beginning. It circled the egg cluster protectively, driving away anything daring to drift too close.
By day 42, the first hatchling emerged, smaller, sharper, more streamlined than its parent.
New hatchlings swarmed instantly, like coordinated hunters programmed at molecular level. The original predator retreated into darkness, its job complete, the next generation activated. Nearly every other organism vanished. The bottle was becoming a single species empire. Even hatchlings began competing, demonstrating cannibalistic potential I hadn't anticipated at all. By day 50, I could confirm no remaining Daphnia. The food chain collapsed entirely. With nothing left to hunt, hatchling movement slowed. Predation requires prey, and that prey was gone. Slow starvation set in, the miniature empire collapsing under its own unstoppable hunger. Remains drifted downward, settling like dust over the place they once ruled completely.
Tiny oxygen pockets appeared, a sign that decay was releasing trapped gases back into solution.
Algae returned slowly, reclaiming lost territory, proving nature always finds microscopic footholds. Micro-life began to emerge again, tiny dots moving carefully through the recovering water.
New grazers colonized the bottom, feeding on the algae their ancestors never lived to see.
The predators' bodies settled under the sand, like forgotten rulers buried beneath their own empire. The bottle cleared gradually, exposing a landscape completely transformed by microscopic war.
Green bloom returned stronger, rebuilding oxygen pathways that allowed everything else to start again. One grazer grew large enough to see without magnification. This bottle was breathing again. Balance returned unexpectedly. This bottle had survived extinction and reinvented itself entirely.
But new predator forms emerged, microscopic and unfamiliar, the cycle preparing to repeat.
I spotted microscopic jaws, sharper and more efficient than before. This evolution wasn't random. A new swarm hatched together, like synchronized soldiers designed to conquer everything ahead.
This time, the ecosystem was ready. Prey and predator evolved together, rewriting the rules inside glass. After 80 days, the world inside this bottle was alive again. Dangerous, balanced, and terrifyingly small.